Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Working Trader, where we look at the Euro USD and GBPUSD and come up with trade ideas for the day, if there are any. So let's jump right into Forex Factory. Today is a Tuesday, and we have Flash Manufacturing PMI and Flash Services PMI for the pound. That will be around 9:30 UK time, and we have the same for the US dollar at 1:45 UK time. So let's jump into the charts and let's see. So yesterday was a surprise and a good one as well. And if you managed to catch the trades, and then you were smiling yesterday, okay, and you were smiling yesterday. So so the narrative is still the same, okay. We had a break of structure, internal swing on the daily into this daily demand. We've had a reaction, and then price is pushing away slowly, okay. It's not the most aggressive push, but it is pushing away slowly, and then price has mitigated this daily supply and gave a reaction, and then reacted and then still pushed back up, and then as of now we are reacting bearish again, okay. So right now on the daily there's not much. The narrative is pretty much still the same. Price is just hanging around this area. So same on the pound. Pound slightly different in that we are bullish, okay. So the swing structure on the pound is still bullish, and then we are in this pullback phase, okay. We've mitigated this area of demand. Price has reacted to that area of demand, mitigated this supply, filled this imbalance, and we have a slight reaction now. This supply area is still still holding, okay. It is likely it could be violated, and then if that fails, then we could be now possibly seeing price push up all the way to the top, okay, to the week high on the pound. Right, on the Euro USD, that is a strong high, okay. That is a strong swing high because it led to the break of structure, okay. So not much details on the daily right now. So let's look at the 4-hour Euro USD. So this is what we have. So this is our swing range on the 4-hour, okay. Price has been bearish, and then this is our internal range, okay. This is our internal range. So obviously I've explained a lot of this yesterday, so I'll try not to go over it again. So if you don't understand, you may watch yesterday's video. All right, so this is the range that we're in currently, and then within this range price is pushing up, okay. So we had our internal break here, and then price pulled back to the extreme, all right, of this leg, okay. This was the weak high, this was the strong low, okay. Price put back to the extreme, mitigated the zone, and then pushed back up. Right now we've broken structure again, all right. Although for me, if there's no candle body close, it's not a convincing close, okay. It's not a convincing close. So this is simply a fractal structure break. So let's see, so I'll just call it IB, okay. So this area of supply is still holding, okay. So what can we expect today? So it's holding, price is reacting from it. we still have an imbalance. We have an imbalance here. Okay. So because of the structure of the fractal break, all right, this could be our area of interest. Okay. That could be our area of interest. Although I think maybe price will mitigate deeper if it does come back down. It might mitigate deeper, maybe to test around this weak area. Okay. So it would just be nice to be aware of that. Okay. So right now price is in the middle of the range. So on the 4-hour, there's not much that we can derive, except, okay, price has mitigated this area of supply. If the trend is going to continue bearish, right, if there's swing leg, or if this range that we're in, which is bearish, if it's going to continue, price has mitigated the extreme. All right, so now could be the time where price can start to pull back all the way towards this weak low. Okay. If the trend is changing, then that means now price could start pushing up and break these highs, and then we find ourselves going bullish. So looking on the 15-minute, let's see what we can expect for today. So this is the range that we're in. That's our swing range. That is our swing range. Swing high, swing low, and then this was our internal. Okay, so the internal probably has changed now because we've had structure break. Yep, we had a structure break with a candle close. So that becomes 15M IBOS. Okay. So that means my strong low is moved to this. That's now my strong low. Boom. Okay. And that zone was eliminated. Okay. So we're still within the range. Okay. We mitigated and we're respecting. Okay. We mitigated, eventually mitigated this supply at the extreme, respected. Okay. And price is pushing down at the moment. We still have this extreme as well. Okay. So internally, this is the range that we're in. So we've had a straight push from down there. Price pushed up, came down. Okay, so we've had this price push up, reacted, then eventually we broke, and then we've made a lower low. Okay, and then price has been coming down. So what can we see? Okay, what can we expect today? Let's see. So we had these lows which have been taken during Asia. Okay, and pretty much this is my decisional. This is my decisional. That's my decisional right there. So I'm just gonna mark it like that. All right. Okay. So that's my decisional. Okay. So price is coming. Yeah, swept these areas. Right here we failed to make a higher high after sweeping this and going up. So this could be an indication that sellers are now in control. Okay. That buyers are not in control. So we had a sweep, pushed up, failed to make a higher high, and since then we've been pushing down, and then we've taken these lows again. Okay, so we've broken this low because this was a weak low that failed to do its job. So what can we expect? So nothing is really clear as of now. So accept. Okay, fine. We have that. Okay, so that has been swept. Then looks like trend line. Not very clear. That's a high. Price has been coming down. So because we failed to make a high, okay, this was a trap. Okay, so that has been taken. Now I would say that price is likely going to continue bearish. Okay, at least maybe push deeper into this area. So if I'm going to be looking for longs, okay, if I'm going to be looking for longs, then I'm going to be waiting for this low to be swept. Then we have maybe some structure shift on the lower time frames, and then we can start looking for longs, maybe towards midpoint of Asia or towards Asia high. Okay, that will just be a quick aggressive 3-1 target. Okay, that's for shorts, and then that's for longs. Then for shorts, there is nothing that is clear right now. There's nothing that's very clear, so anything can happen. So we could say, all right, we have the trend line there. So if price comes up, sweeps maybe these areas into this imbalance, okay, and then if we get any confirmation, or maybe on the pound, if we then have a divergence, then you could start looking for shorts after that happens. Okay, but right now, with the current price action, there's nothing that is very clear. Okay, so we'll probably have to wait until price and see how price develops within our key time windows, and then we'll be able to make decisions then. But for now, a bullish bias. Okay, if price comes in, mitigates or sweeps this low, and then we look for longs. Okay, towards Asia, Asia midpoint, or at least just targeting a 3-1 profit target. Okay, so that's it for the Euro USD. Let's look at pound, starting at 4H. So looking at the 4-hour, this is our swing range, this is our internal range, this is where price is. Price has mitigated the extreme. Okay, came back, mitigated this extreme as well, of the internal, push back up, mitigated the top, and now we are reacting bearish again. So let's see. So this is the high, and this is the low, and so within this internal range, okay, within this internal range, boom boom, the internal of that is bullish. All right, and then we shifted, we pulled back, mitigated this extreme, and then pushed up aggressively, but we didn't close. And then same thing, we are having wicks at the top, so I'll consider this just a fractal structure break, and not a really strong convincing break. Okay, so we swept this high and then come back into the range. So we're having these multiple rejections, and now price looks like it wants to come back down. Okay, so we do have this large area of imbalance, okay, as well, that will need to be filled at some point. So with that, I'm going to mark, I'm going to unlock, I'm going to mark that, then boom. So I'm going to just have these areas up to there. Then this is my 4-hour. Okay, so this is what we have. at the moment. Okay, so let's look at the 15-minute. We'll have a better picture. So we do have those lows at the bottom. Okay, those liquidity points, and price has not come to sweep those. Okay, price has not come to sweep those. This is a weak low. Okay, so internally, let's see, probably have shifted bullish. So we are bullish. We're respecting this extreme, okay, of this internal leg of this bearish swing structure on the 15-minute. Okay, so let's see, did we break structure? No, we didn't. Okay, we just had a fractal break. So for the time, so now I'll consider that as a liquidity sweep. Okay, because we did not break structure. Okay, so we had relative equal highs, boom, swept, and then boom, came down, broke structure. Okay, so clearly we have sellers or supply in control. Okay, so this is what I have right now. So on the 15-minute, that's my supply. Okay, so price, so all these areas no longer relevant, they've been eliminated. All right, so this is what we have. So this was the area. No, price didn't do anything in here. Okay, so all we have is we have this imbalance right there, and we do have this area of liquidity resting down here. So sellers look to be in control. Okay, right now, of course, this is still holding. So I am going to be, so if we're going to be selling, okay, if we're going to be selling, yes, internal is still bullish, but we've had a sweep. Okay, this is kind of the internal range currently. Okay, if we're going to be selling, it's going to be pro, a swing, and counter internal, which is still bullish. Okay, counter internal, which is still bullish, but we are at the extreme. Okay, so price is likely to switch because we are at the extreme. If I'm going to be looking for longs, then longs would be if, same scenario, if we sweep these lows, okay, during key time window, and then we get lower time frame confirmation, and then yeah, looking to buy, targeting Asia highs, targeting Asia highs, or we just go for a simple 3-2-1 3-hour trade, and that should be okay. For sales, we don't have clear structure. For sales, we don't have clear structure. These areas are likely could be swept. Okay, could be swept. This area hasn't achieved anything, right? Of course, we have relative equal lows right here at the bottom, and then we have that. So price maybe could just come into this imbalance. So right now we have kind of a relative equal highs right there. Okay, so we might wait for that to be swept. Okay, price comes up, takes that, mitigates the imbalance. All right, so let me just mark all the way to the top. Okay, now this is not a high conviction setup. Okay. But what we have is we'll have relative equal lows. Okay, right there, and it's also Asia lows. Okay, and then we have this structure which is at the bottom here. So if price comes up, mitigates or sweeps, right, and then possibly mitigates this area, okay, and then we have some kind of confirmation for shorts, then you could look for shorts targeting Asia low. If it gives you 3 to 1, trading from a 1 minute or 5 minute time frame, then go for it. Okay, as long as possibly all of this happens during key time window. Okay, otherwise maybe looking for price to come to push down, sweep these areas, sweep Asia low, and possibly sweep this area as well, and then mitigate this kind of demand right there, and then look for a lower time frame shift. Okay, and then start looking for longs all the way up to Asia high, or same thing, targeting 3 to 1. Okay, if you just want consistency, then just target 3 to 1. Okay, that should be your target. All right, so I think for today it's not very clear. Okay, today is not very clear. So if the setup is not clear enough, okay, to take a trade, then don't take a trade. All right, but these are the things that I'll be looking at. These are the ideas that I have for today. These are the ideas that I have for today. So if you find value in this material, don't forget to like and to subscribe, and to let me know in the comments how you're using this in your own trading. And so have a good day, and Working Trader out.